The business grew from being a provider of outdoor advertising in the 90s, so building wraps, billboards, all that kind of stuff, and really moved into the events market in quite a big way from 2004, 2012 at the Olympics. We did a huge project at the Olympics, and then developed a name for delivering big live event type projects. They probably account for, I would say, at least 50 to 60% of our turnover. When we did a management buyout in 2014, because the business was owned by an entrepreneurial, a real pioneer, guy called John Walker, industry legend. He passed away. We did a management buyout, and at the time, when we were doing the business plan and the kind of shape of the next 3 or 4 years, it ended up being longer because of COVID, but the next 3 or 4 years prior to exit, we were looking at potential businesses that would acquire a business like MacroArt. And interestingly enough, Moss was on that list, quite high up. So what happened is Moss also bounced back very, very fast after COVID. They already have a facility in Germany. They also have a facility in Poznan in Poland. And they were looking at the UK events industry, particularly the UK events industry, as being important for them as part of their global footprint. Jason Pop, who's the CEO of Moss, had a conversation with David Humphreys, who used to work at GES and now runs a sustainability consultancy, and said, look, who in the UK marketplace would be a good fit for us. I then had a call with Jason, and I went out to their facility in Chicago, just on the outside of Chicago, Franklin Park, near O'Hare Airport. And it was a kind of weird feeling, because I walked into their facility and I felt like I'd walked into a mirror image of MacroArt, just a lot bigger. And it was very much what I wanted MacroArt to become. Obviously, I didn't think MacroArt could be a £70 million business. We're in the UK, not the US. But the scope of stuff that they do at Moss, the skill sets that they've got, all that kind of stuff, were just us, but slightly bigger. And maybe it's really interesting. We've been on really similar journeys in terms of ERPs, in terms of automation. It's really like two twins that didn't know about each other but lived in separate countries. It's a really weird parallel. Culturally, we're really similar as well. So for a US brand wanting to do something in the UK or Europe, we can give that brand the same customer service, the same quality value. So we all interestingly, we all operate Durst machines. The print output from Chicago can match the print output from the UK, can match the print output from Poznan, because we'll all use similar materials. For brand consistency and service consistency, it's a really strong offering. Doing business in continental Europe, if you're a UK exhibition and events business trying to do business in continental Europe, it's painful. And for people in Europe trying to do business in the UK, it's also painful. So actually, we can help with that now. And we can genuinely help. We genuinely have the facilities. Any acquisition causes, uncertainty. People get nervous about jobs and stuff like that. The mandate that we have from Moss in the States is to grow the business, which means jobs, which means security. I think to be bought by a like-minded business that is geographically distant gives MacroArt the opportunity to absolutely fulfill its potential and grow. So I think from that perspective, it's really exciting.